Come to Remora TC to trade like a shark and not get eaten by one. Let's school together to protect and grow our money. Hi everybody, it is Wednesday, July 9th. Welcome back to my channel. We've got the same 10 tickers that I've been reviewing for the past month or so. Let's get into them and see where the price action has been going. The first one we're looking at is the SPY. What I talked about over the past couple of weeks is all this bearishness in the momentum indicator, and yet price continued to move upward to all-time highs, and there is no bearishness here. So the momentum indicator is moving in the same direction as price. Because of that, it made me pause to reconsider whether this is really a bearish move that is soon to come. I'm sticking with my guns because with the shark here informing all of us that price is meant to go lower, all of this action here I think is just retail investors jumping in. The sharks and the whales have told one another to get out. So with that, my annotation for lower prices is unchanged for the SPY. Okay, so these blue arrows. I'm still bearish in the near term for the SPY. So if I were you, I'm not an investment advisor or anything like that, but I would say this is not the time to go long. The risk reward isn't there. Okay, there's no bullishness in the RSI to show you that you need to go long. Okay, triple Qs. Triple Qs has been behaving a little bit differently from the SPY. What you can see is that despite the bearishness here, price continued to move up, and it didn't behave as I expected. The momentum indicator for a little bit, let's say for about a week's time, was moving upward in parallel with how price was moving. But then, over the past week, bearishness has resumed. Hence, I put this shark here. So even with today's high, which is higher than the high on Thursday the 3rd, you can see that price moving up, RSI momentum moving down, sharks signaling to one another to get out. Okay, so my annotations in blue here, still for the low prices for triple Qs and tech. I'm just going to slide these arrows to the right a little bit. Okay. Okay. Still for the low prices. All right, no change there. For the gold play, GDX is just behaving a little bit more cleanly than the tech stocks. When price broke down underneath this trend line, it came down, came back up and retested it. And you can see that the trend line posed resistance here. There's resistance here. And price continues to move downward. So annotations are not changing. It's just lower prices for GDX. It may come up a little bit, like a little bit of a rebound, a flag here, up to maybe this, 52 zone. And then it'll resume downward. Okay. All right. Yeah, I mean, plenty of downward momentum here. Let's switch to MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy behaving as expected. It came back, and I made this annotation here to say that this zone underneath this thick trend line is resistance. Boom, it hit it today. And it caused bearishness here. You can see this. Okay, let's zoom into the RSI here. See the bearish divergence? Hence, I put the shark up here. Okay, so you've got the shark, bearishness in the momentum indicator. And then I put this thick horizontal line. This thick horizontal line is meant to show a comparison between this price zone here with the shark what I think will be another attempt to hit the same zone, just to make it seem almost like a double top. Okay. Anyway, this is all resistance here, hence my red highlight annotations. Overall, price movement should go downward. That's the general move. Okay, I'm not changing my general thesis. I'm not long on this. If anything, I would recommend to behave and follow the sharks. Take a short underneath this zone here. All right. On to Microsoft. For the Microsoft play, you can see that the price action up here triggered more bearishness. There was some bearishness that came. It came on Thursday the 3rd, but then even more bearishness up until today. Okay, the price action there. Price moving up to this point. Momentum continued to go down, hence my two sharks here. Now, if you were to play this, I would wait until this trend line here, this one, okay, so that one is no longer support. So price will break underneath it, and likely it will come back and hit the lower side of that trend line. Hits the lower side of the trend line. That is a beautiful short entry due to the momentum indicators. That's a really nice risk reward. Okay, down to the first, it'll come down to the 200-day. So 200-day, I'll just kind of slide it like that. So hit the 200-day, that'll be a nice move. That would be like a 14% move, whatever, 14% move. But really, where I see Microsoft going at least is the gap fill, if not lower. I mean, look down here. I put these green lines down here is where I think ultimately Microsoft will be going. It'll take a while, but that's the first area that I feel is real support for Microsoft at 350. Okay. All right. That is the Microsoft play. Let's go to NVDA, everybody's favorite $4 trillion company. $4 trillion with lots of bearish divergence. Price continued to move up. RSI down here showing very clearly divergence. This is not the time to go for a long, even though everybody wants to. If I were you, see this line here? If price were to break down underneath it and come back and hit it, that would be a nice short entry. That would be a good risk reward. So I'll go like this. I'm going to track this one myself because I think that would be a good idea to follow the sharks. That would be about a 20% move down to the 200-day. Okay, that is NVIDIA. Switching to Tesla. Tesla here behaving as I expected. My annotations were to the downside. Now what you do see is I do acknowledge that there's a gap here. So I annotated a gap because of all this gappy action. I do see that even though down here there is no bullishness, there's nothing bullish. So because of that, I do see that retail investors will jump in and buy price back up. So they'll do the gap fill. Hence this blue arrow here, the gap fill. They'll do the gap fill. What is this percentage? If you were to take this, it'd be like a 7% move up. Okay, 7% move up, which I don't recommend it because you're in between zones. Like where price is right here, it's way underneath this 307, and in fact, it's almost at the midpoint to going down to 272 as the next big support area. So you're kind of in this no man's land. I would not recommend a long at all. So if anything, just wait for price to move up. It'll do the gap fill. It may not even reach this zone here that I put here in red. It may not reach it, this 317, and it may actually start selling down here, 311. So how would I play it? I think because this is Tesla, they're going to try to push it back to the 200-day. So the 200-day would be up here. And this would be an opportunity to go short. Okay. All right. That is Tesla. But in general, yeah, lower prices. Palantir behaving as one would expect for retail price action. Okay, so look, all of this is bearishness. Price kept moving up, huge sell signal here, this big candle. And these subsequent days here, this is all just retail buyers coming back in, retail investors coming back in, help buying it back up. I did talk about this zone of resistance here on my video on Sunday, thinking that price would only come up and hit it and get rejected. But today it held. Now it held with not a lot of volume. Look at this down here, not a lot of volume. Yeah, so we'll see. So my additional annotation is this zone of resistance here. So where the all-time high is here, it'll come over, probably hit this, get rejected. As you can see, I haven't drawn anything green to show that it's an opportunity to go long. Okay, this is a resistance zone. When price gets beneath this purple trend line, this will all be resistance. That would be an opportunity to go with the sharks on the short. Okay, other way to annotate it is, let's see here, maybe like this. Okay, but anyway, it's all setting up for a short. I don't recommend you do a long, but if you want to, hey, it's your money. Okay, let's switch to the one long play, which has been playing out as I have been informing everybody, is Dick's Sporting Goods. Okay, so this price action here, full disclosure, is bearish. Bearish right up to this date here. What is this? This is Wednesday the 2nd. This is bearish. Because of that, I put the shark to say, sharks are getting out. Now, this movement here is retail investors not heeding the shark signal to get out of the trade or be ready for the selling. Now, because I am in the trade long and I am paying attention to the price action, I put this red annotation here to say, I might actually close my position when price reaches it and hits it, okay, and gets rejected by it. You can see today's price action closed above it. Let's go to the hourly just as a lesson, as a tool. So you can see, let's see, price open at which candle? Right here. Oh, sorry. Today is 9. Okay, so right here. So price opened here. Okay, so the way to read it, price opened at the bottom of this candle, at this bottom of the thick part of the candle, fought its way up and down during the hour, closed here by 10:30 a.m. It closed here. And then it opened here and came above it and stayed above it for the rest of the day with a little bit of additional volume on the hourly to kind of give it a small nudge to stay above this 209, 210 zone price point. I'm aware of this, okay? I'm not trying to deceive myself that this is just retail investors buying it up. So I'm very aware. And so how I'm going to play this is, if over the next couple of days price fails the 210 price point with a little bit of volume, then I'm going to close my position, my long position. Okay. And then I will wait for a beautiful entry. The first beautiful entry is here, that part of the gap fill. The next, even more beautiful entry would be down here. Okay, so I'm going to consider, do I take half a position here, long, and then take the rest of it down here? I'm just going to have to observe how the price action and momentum will play out. Okay, but right now, this sell signal here got burned through here, so there's no bearishness. It's just some price action moving up. So we'll have to see how this ticker will play out. Right now, I'm still in it long. I'm doing okay. Let's see. I re-entered down here, so re-entered like about here. Okay, so I'm only about 5% up. Okay, I re-entered down here. So not crazy gains, but every little bit counts. Okay, so those are the 10 tickers. If you want me to review a different ticker, please put it in the comments and let me know what it is, and I'll do my analysis, and if it's something that is valuable for the rest of us, I'll create a video. All right, please like and subscribe, click the notification bell, send my material to your friends and family, and as always, good luck with your trades.